This was a pretty cool idea. Let me stand from here because filming this on the phone and the camera it zooms in. But there you go. That was very simple, very quick, and very efficient. I like it. The car is very stable. You know, you can push it, you can move it, it will not move. This was actually Steve's idea. And about 30 minutes later, this was on. Yeah, quite cool. Because obviously I have to go under the car to do some of the jobs, some of the works. And yes, that is a piece of carpet because I'm comfortable. I'm getting too old to lie on the floor. Anyways, yeah, this is what's going on. Wiring looms waiting to go out, and this is how I'm gonna sort out the proper labeling. But this is pretty much what you get. Just put this on. So let me explain. This stuff is because I don't have the Toyota plugs. Usually there will be Toyota plugs. You just plug them in on your original places and everything goes. A couple of wires to plug into your standard Toyota ECU and everything works. To show you an example, these are the ECU plugs because I had them from the Toyota, so you just plug them in and nothing else you have to do. It's very simple. But yeah, next one is going to be even simpler, and this will actually explain the reason why there's such a mess on the floor here in the workshop. Once again, obviously, is because I've asked Steve to swap these engines apart. Do you remember this blue one? This used to be on this stand as a show engine. Well, we're swapping the engine, not the entire thing. It's still gonna be there, but obviously now we have to paint this engine and reassemble everything. The reason why I'm doing this, well, why Steve is doing this, is because that is a dummy engine. It's not working. There's a crack, but I'm not sure if there's even pistons inside. I don't know. It serves the purpose, but now because we've decided to make wiring looms, I need a fully functional engine to not only to build my looms because it's easier. It's like a bench work, but also is as a test engine. So all the sensors are gonna be fitted, the turbo system is gonna be there, the boost system is gonna be it, all the charge cooler, MAF sensor, MAP sensor, lambda, crank sensor, cam position sensor, well, everything. So what's gonna happen? I'm gonna add a small fuel tank with the fuel pump, couple of things, the battery obviously, and this is gonna be a test bench, like I said. So every single wiring loom before going to the custom is going to be plugged in on an engine, run, plug through the OBD diagnostics, make sure there is a communication with every single sensor correctly, because there's two things that we have to test. First, obviously, is my connections, because I'm just human. I may do a mistake. So far I haven't made them because when you do wiring looms, you do very steady, you triple check everything, but you never know. But also because these wiring looms, they're hybrid, so we're using the genuine Volkswagen standard wiring looms to build a wiring loom that essentially allows the Volkswagen engine, Audi engine, to run in a Toyota with everything functional. But these wiring looms, they're not brand new, they're second hand. So I came across sometimes that when people take them off, they use standing blades or cutting tools or just rip stuff apart. And it happened a couple of times that the wires, they were interrupted inside. And once I came across two wires from the crank sensor that were sliced off clean with the Stanley blade. And it was very difficult to spot. I looked for this stuff, so I already noticed them, but it may happen. It's a good idea to actually test them. And the beautiful thing is I can test the wiring looms before actually insulate them. Before closing them inside the insulation. So that's a good stuff. So yeah, every wiring loom is going to be checked, plugged into the engine, and make sure everything works before sending it to the customer. So that's a warranty. Also for me, because if someone's send me a message or whatever, I plugged everything in but the engine doesn't start, or something is wrong, or doesn't read something, in that case we know it's you, it's not me. Simple. You've done something wrong, it's not because the wiring room literally came off a working engine before it was sent to you. So that's a good guarantee. Um, this was a trade because I say Steve's like, look, I have to do this today. If you do this for me, I can do something else for you. And something else for you meant blink. Let me put the light on. Boost pipes. The one on the top there, that one, I actually almost completed that one a few days ago, actually a couple of weeks ago, and I've made this one here, the lower one, that goes to the turbo. You notice there's a different surface than those ones. It's kind of, those ones are polished, these ones are kind of like brushed, but not all the way to. Yeah, I have my own pattern to make them this way. They kind of blink, you see that? They're kind of like sparkly. They're not completely polished. It's a different pattern, and that's my own thing. It's almost like a signature. You can't get pipes done this way. I have my own way to make them. So small things, I like it. Anyways, today what we're gonna do, I'm gonna think probably today, like this morning, 4-inch front turbo to the intake, because that way this car potentially could actually run this weekend and be back on the road. Why that? This is the air filter. Well, obviously you know this car, blah blah blah, but if you don't, I'm gonna show you quickly. Steve wouldn't mind anyway. So that's your air filter inside the cab. Yeah, that's how crazy it is. And also the boost pipes goes to the firewall, to the bulkhead, because this is where they go. They go forward, they go front of the car, and obviously I'm not gonna show you, there's no point. There is a giant intercooler on the front. Really good, really cool. I really like the solution. I prefer the intercoolers on top of the charge coolers, but obviously with the real engine and all the stuff, the charge cooler is less intrusive and easier to build for normal use, and it's just, you know, simpler, and it's still very efficient. Yeah, the gear linkage rise, this is very good. This is what you should do on the race cars. When I used to build the race cars, we always used to put the gear shifters very close to the steering wheel, so you had the movement from the steering wheel to change the gears is instant and intuitive. You don't have to, you know, reach for it. It's already there. That's very good. The squirrel pod is already in, and you just have to connect the wires, which is very simple, with 2 pumps inside and pipes. So I'm thinking that, well, I'm hoping that Steve on the way here is gonna pick up some paint, because we have to paint that engine again, because I want it as cool and as nice as this one, with this one here. But the problem is that one, because it's a dead engine, we could paint it with any paint, but this one, because it's going to be fully functional, it's going to be working, it's going to get hot, we have to use the engine paint, which is VHT. So, you know, we'll see what color he's going to choose. Hopefully blue, because then we don't have to repaint the gearbox. But if it's going to be something different, will be what it will be. But I'm hoping that you can finish this setup, build it up. So there are a couple of things that we have to change. For example, there's a KO4. This is completely different. It doesn't go this way at all. It goes up, but it will hit this pole here. When we sell the shallow sums, because we sell them as well, we sell them including the adapter, and the adapter allows you to run a return line from the KO4 turbo, which is different. It's a different angle. That's all it changes. In the same place, but these bolts are angled differently. That's all it is. Now, when I build the engines and all that stuff, there's one there, again, with the same sump, with the same turbo, but there's no adapter, because what I usually do is cut this pipe right there and just change the angle of the flange to suit perfectly everything. But again, if you know, when we sell them, we don't ask people and customers to do it themselves, because you need TIG welding. Ideally, you don't want to make this, because it has to be sealed, because obviously the hot oil goes through. I TIG it, so just put an adapter and it's easier. And we sell them including the adapter, so there's no additional costs when we sell them. But yeah, we need this engine to be clean, and it's actually fully functional. We sacrifice it completely. It's supposed to go in a car, and now it's going to be used for different purposes. Obviously, engines everywhere. That's another. I think that's fully functional too. That's a good engine too. I think that's 1.8. Steve's VR5, he's already working on it. We've done the exhaust manifold, which is really good. This is the standard exhaust manifold, believe it or not, really good stuff. I've tested with my, flow tests, and just quick merge collector I made for him, including the flange, turbo on, blah blah blah. He's working on the cylinder head, lowering the compression a little and removing hot spots to eliminate or reduce the possibility of death. So yeah, all good, all good. So I'm hoping Steve is gonna come down with the paint, hopefully finish it off. I'm gonna finish that for him now, and then once he finishes with that one, he can carry on and hopefully get it done and back on the road this weekend. Yeah, I'm positive. Parcels, small parcels to go out. This big one, this is actually one piece because this is the entire kit. This goes to America. Those parcels, I think one of them goes to America, one of them goes to, I don't know, I don't remember. I don't even need to remember. That's Steve's job. He's a logistics guy. So, and then we have to pack another exhaust system. This goes out to another customer. Yeah, pretty good. Remember, these are welded in and out. No, pretty. I like it. Anyways, do you remember that? If you don't, let me remember that. The exhaust systems comes with the lambda port, 3SQ lambda in. The cadridi converter is a real cadridi converter, no bullshit. So this system is compliant with the new rules. It's fully road legal. You can go for the MOT and all the stuff, and is as a CAD. And it comes with a DCAT as standard. So this is when you order, this is what you get. This is not extra, there's no options. It comes with both. So the car is fully road legal, compliant with all the rules, etc., etc. Besides the noise, maybe it's slightly noisier than the original, obviously, the exhaust, and a DCAT pipe. And this is 316, 3-inch, so ready for big power if you want to upgrade the engine. What else? I think that's it. Hopefully we're gonna have a time to tidy up all of this mess today, because I hate seeing the workshop this way. But I also need a time to clean the bike. Finally, she's filthy, and I promised my daughter I'm gonna take her out tomorrow. It's supposed to be sunny, so Saturday take her out. But also, this is another thing. Jesus, so the dates. So much work, so much work. Besides obviously doing the working and development on the VR5, VR6 engines, the whole kit, because I want it to be as complete as a 1.8 at some point. So whole engine mounts, drive shafts, and electrics, at least, in the first place, both with the manual and DSG gearbox. That's a good thing. Electrics for the DSG gearbox as well, so that's all good. But beside that, I've decided and I actually started working on it on my Delica, because if I don't do it now, she'll be there for bloody months, or probably years again. I won't do it. So I'm actually started working on it now. If my stuff arrives today, which is supposed to arrive, a couple of last bits, I'm starting the drawing the adapter plate. I already started, but I have to wait for these bits. And if they arrive on Monday afternoon, I'm gonna be working on that thing every day, at least 1 hour or 2 hours in the afternoon. So before we know it, that's gonna be gone. Working. I wanna test it, I wanna run it, and then we have to paint it, because there's some patches of rust, only superficial. That thing has no rust, like a proper rust, just superficial stuff. Clean that, paint it, and obviously take care of it, because inside that thing is mint. Aircon, heating, dual zone front and back, standard fridge on the front. Is amazing. This thing is incredible. I don't understand why they don't continue to make them, because it's something else. I'm gonna use that, and also after that is done, my crafter will have to be out of commission, because through the winter, 4-wheel drive system, we started doing that. So I've got another. Well, I already had a big order from a customer to build a 4-wheel drive system, and the problem is he's gonna use it on his extra long wheelbase crafter, and I literally don't have a space for that thing over here. I use a bus, you know, and if I park it right on the door of the workshop, the back end will almost stick out on the road, so that's not good. So we're gonna build the whole system on my crafter, because my crafter has to be 4-wheel drive anyway, so I'm gonna build 2 of them simultaneously, one for me, one for him. Once he's all ready, he's gonna pop down. Within a week, I'm gonna install everything, a week, maybe 2. So, anything else? Well, this winter, it's gonna be busy. When people are saying, oh, it's a season to work and season to rest, no, there's no such a thing here. This winter is probably gonna be busier than the summer was. And then the next summer, obviously, apart being busy, the racing season comes back. And because the racing season is coming back, now last year I've done 2 championships, a couple of random races and some training, but next season I don't think I'm gonna have a time because all of this work, because now we have 3 different engines to go in, combined with 2 different gearboxes, lots of development, more stuff to develop. The Delica stuff, I'm planning to release the stuff I'm building for myself to the public as well, so adapter plates from the 1.9 to the Jeep gearbox, and the mounting, obviously the engine mounts to fit all of that into the Delica. But that's plans. Where life is gonna take me, we'll see. But I'm planning that, we'll see where we go. So next season, I don't think I'm gonna have a time to race, win 2 championships, because it just gets too busy. I may choose one, not get the hard one, like the toughest one. British Rally Championship is the bollocks on a big bike, or just go straight to European and go abroad to do a couple of championships, like the big ones, the big stuff. I'm not sure if I'm ready yet, but fuck it, I wasn't even ready for the British Rally Championship, and yet. So we'll see. Yeah, a lot of stuff is going on. Most importantly, I'm really hoping I can tidy up the workshop today, but realistically it's not gonna happen, I think, because before finishing these, and still have to obviously work on that, so he has to use the bolts and that space and clean the bike, and then packing that up, and then I have to make a couple of cold induction air systems for 2 customers. Charge cooler systems finishing up. I mean, these, they look good, but they take some time to weld them up. So it's all time. It's all time. So we probably don't gonna tidy up this place. Also, there is another massive update in Żurawski Motorsport business or family, say, because this is more family. I mean, me and Steve, we know each other for many years now, and it was pretty much natural. We came by and do business together. But there's another person, maybe joining the team. For now, he's gonna be joining the training. I'm gonna train the shit out of him. Through the winter, you're done for it. But yeah, we're gonna introduce him probably next week. We'll see what comes out with it, because I do really need a hand, and if he can do it, that'll be awesome. That'll be very awesome, because there's a lot to catch up, and more work is coming, more and more. At least I need someone to fabricate the stuff that already there and ready to be sent out, so I can be more free to do more development and more work. But we'll see. And yes, the Sprint and Crafted 4-wheel drive systems, nothing to do with the M2s, but that was ongoing, that was on work for years now. I was just very slow, but that's gonna happening, and it's gonna be nice, fairly simple, and available to public, which is great. Anyways, signing off. I'll see you next week.